Hey, what's going on, everybody? So here we go. We discussed hydro steer already in my previous video. We discussed the front axle swap in my other video also. But what if you want to do what I did and do both axles? Okay, so let's do the rear real quick. Simple, simple, simple. Bolt in, bolt out. So the most difficult part you're going to encounter when you do the rear is these emergency cables. Okay, so reason being is the way they hook up to the existing Excursion or older axle is like a hook type. You can really get close to it. Let me try the other side, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's all right, you see that? I have a little zip tie holding it there. That's because I need to tack weld it. I'm still lazy about it, and it's for the e-brake. So that's the older style. The new one has a square style, so it won't work unless you run all that cable again. Right now it works fine the way it is, but I need to tack weld that. But tack welding it, I don't know. I tried bending that little hook over. It was a pain in the butt, so I said screw it. I'm not using my e-brake right now, and I just kind of jerry-rigged it right now. Still need to take care of that, but for now it works. I don't know, maybe in the future I need to add something else, probably try to bend that. I don't know how I'm gonna figure that out. Maybe some heat, we'll figure it out. But my quick problem solver was that little zip tie there, and it worked. I'm probably gonna get my welder out and just tack weld it in place. I know it sucks that I might not be able to get that off, but I don't intend on getting it off anytime soon. Okay, so for you older guys, some of the Super Duties have the same style shock mounting on the axle. So when you get the new one, you're gonna have to cut the old mounts, because the newer axle has those welded in mounts. As you can see, we cut these off. So we cut them off, and these will bolt right in. This one has a skid plate. I'm probably gonna order another one of those that doesn't have this skid plate, because I don't see the need for it, and it's getting in the way of my track bar. As you can see, I had to cut it to get my traction bars to bolt on. Interesting thing is, the track bars from any Super Duty, if you see anybody selling track bars, they will mount up to the Excursion or your other Super Duty. Fit perfect, everything works, bolts in, works great. Brake lines, no issues with the brake lines. You just gotta tighten them up the same way you would when you were installing or uninstalling them. So bolts right up right there. Again, I took off the vent line. I didn't like that, so I put a little filter. Other than that, it's a quick swap. Everything bolts right in. These are the new calipers. Old caliper lines off the old axle will work. So you can, if you simply take this whole thing off the old one, that whole thing, the whole line, the whole assembly, and then replace it and put all this stuff back on this axle. This is from my old axle. So other than that, that pretty much sums up the rear. It's pretty easy. Everything fits just as it should. I didn't use any longer leaf springs from the other axle or anything, because then they're too long and you need to modify the frame area, but this is good. I like it. Standard 08 diff cover, just powdered it, paper gasket again. Yeah, any questions on the back? I mean, it's pretty simple. Another important thing to mention is the pinion is longer, so it worked out in my favor because the truck's lifted, so I didn't have to lengthen my drive shaft. So the pinion is longer. If you're gonna just do an OEM swap, you might have to shorten your drive shaft. So, but if you have a lifted truck, I think 4 inches or greater, you should be fine. You should be able to bolt it right in. The flange bolts right to it. There's no modifying the flanges, nothing. Everything bolts right in. All right. Thanks, guys.